with Coach Andy Commins as we preview the 2021 women's soccer season. Coach, appreciate you sitting down with me. You've gone through preseason practice, got obviously a little bit of a feel of what team you got now. I guess you'll continue to figure that out as the season goes on. But new coach, you've only had a couple of months to get to know the ladies, and now in person the last few weeks. So let's go all the way back from day one and kind of how you have decided to build your rapport, build your relationship with the ladies.
Yeah, so going back to day one, I think I made a decision pretty early that my communication with them in between, because I really only had about a month maybe of real time before they hit campus, maybe a month and a half. I was going to do a couple of Zoom calls, but that was probably more informational in nature. We did a couple of get to know you kind of Google forms and those kind of things like that, but mostly I wanted to come in with a clear head. I wanted to be able to, I kind of avoided the girls that when I was working that were on campus. I didn't want to do too much with them because I wanted to make my opinions once the team got here, and get to know them that way. And that's largely actually really worked out. We held the Zoom meetings to make them understand what was the expectations of them coming in and what we needed them to pack and those kind of things like that. But my get to know you part has largely been with the when the players got here on campus, and that's worked out great.
Yeah, definitely. All right, 2 weeks under your belt, a whole bunch of practices, a lot of hopefully good practices, and learning a lot about each other. So how's preseason gone?
Overall, I'd give it maybe an A-.
Okay, cool.
Maybe a B+. If we're being 100% completely honest, they didn't come in. A group of them did not come in as good a shape as I would have hoped.
Right.
But to be fair, they didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And so I don't know that there was much incentive that was driving them in that direction.
Sure.
And so that's something that culture is going to change going into next year and stuff. So, but we've come a long way. And with the heat, been trying to be cognizant of not overworking them, not making them too sore, and even with that, we still have a full team of walking wounded.
Yeah.
And our athletic training staff has just done Braden has been our guide. He's just been fantastic, and works some crazy hours getting the appointments in and getting the treatment done.
Yeah.
As a team, I think we've really come together. We've done just as much classroom work as we've done on the field work, and that was mostly, an effort to drive culture change. So actually, yesterday we just finished our team goals and our team covenant. They had started with individual goals, taking them through team goals in small groups, and then bringing that to the entire team, defining it, and then writing their covenant, which is basically rules that they're bringing up that they're going to live by, concepts they want to live by as a team and to hold each other accountable for. And we briefed that to the athletic director yesterday afternoon, and that is one of the better ones I've ever seen in the years that I've been doing it, and it was fantastic. And only the girls in their hearts truly know how much they bought in, but from the outside looking in, I think we have a good percentage of them that are bought in and looking for that culture change and looking to do it right and to build something going forward. So was real happy with how that came out yesterday, and which drives a certain excitement going through the season. Have a light practice tomorrow, and then our final scrimmage on Sunday, and that kind of wraps up the camp process of this. And I think everybody's looking forward to getting on some sort of regular schedule.
Yeah.
We've been spending a lot of time together.
Yeah, no, definitely. All right, let's kind of break down this team. Again, you've had a couple of weeks, so hopefully you kind of have seen the cream rise into the top a little bit. So let's talk about the top players that you expect to really be on the field as much as possible, however you want to start.
Yeah.
Forwards down to keepers, or keepers back to forwards?
I'm a keeper, so we build from the back.
Yep.
I had two keepers on the roster when I got here, and I did a little recruiting and brought in a third one. Katja and Danielle, they're both sophomores, and I think they will probably battle back and forth, throughout the season for who's gonna be the number one, which me personally I think is a great thing that they're going to be pushing each other. You know, I'm not sure last year that was the case. I think there was a clear number one, and the number two never felt like she had an opportunity. So this year they both got the equal opportunity to move forward and to become the number one and solidify their position. I think going into the season, if I'm being honest, then I think Danny has got the lead on the number one position right now. And then our third goalkeeper is Maddie, and Maddie's a freshman, just came in from Illinois, and I think when it's all said and done, Maddie will be the best of them all.
We want to have like 45% possession between all of the games, because when we play teams like Central Methodist, we're going to have less possession, and then when we have Mount Mercy games, we'll have more possession. And so we're kind of just aiming for team goals, and just to try and just keep going and keep chipping off the block until we can eventually be a team that is making playoffs and winning championships and making it to nationals and going far. That's not really something that I'll probably see in my time here because I'm a senior, but it's just like great to see the freshmen and just like see how pure they are and how much hope they have for this program. And I just know that like once I leave this program, it's not going to be like, what's William Penn University? It's going to be, oh, you went to William Penn, like their soccer team is great. And so that's just something that's like one of my expectations, is to leave the program better than what I came in with and better than this year, and then for it to just keep building beyond me.
Perfect. That was great, both of you. Great job.
Good.
Like I said, there's a lot of good stuff there that you will be able to.
You know, our center backs, it's led by one of the captains you interviewed earlier, Kathy, who just kind of holds it down at the center back position. And we have maybe 2 or 3 other girls that can do a great job in there. We have a transfer junior, Gracie, who, to be fair, plays there, but every time we're in practice and I shift to she plays a different position, I'm like, oh, that's her position.
Right.
She plays center back. Oh, that's her position. So, you know, I'm going to have to settle down and play her primarily at one thing, and I think that probably be center back. Sydney is a senior, and you know, she's right now starting with Kathy in that position, and we have a freshman, Emma George, from Prairie City, who has played a lot of positions soccer-wise, great athlete and good soccer player, but she's got really nice size. She's very calm on the ball, so we're converting her to a center back for the future. Zolique is playing one of our outside backs, and I think Zolique is going to set the league on fire this year if she has the right mentality, and we're developing that. She's technically skilled and gifted with amazing speed, and a fantastic attitude, so that's great. Our holding midfielders, you know, we're rounding those into form, but some notable names. You know, Abby Moores has done a great job in the preseason and in the holding midfielder position, and really like her there. I can't imagine that she wouldn't be one of the starting 6s and 8. We have a good freshman, Bailey, who's from Ankeny, and Bailey Lawrence has done just a fantastic job preseason wise. You know, it's going to be hard to keep her off of the field, even though she's a freshman. She's really earned her spot there. You know, and then we have senior Anai, who is just making the transition from being a forward type player to a holding midfielder. But Anai has a fantastic ability to pick out the pass, and so I'm hoping for a deep line playmaker out of her. And she's very accurate with pinging passes all over the field. Anai's coming off an ACL surgery, and so you know we're bringing her back slowly into the team and trying to manage her minutes. But I'm hoping by the time we hit conference, she's got comfortable with that position, and she's got comfortable, you know, back on her knee and is ready to play.
Sure.
Iris is gonna be our starting attacking midfielder in our 10 position. You know, she's also one of our captains this year. She's a junior. She's one of the captains this year, and she's really embraced what we're trying to do here, and what the goals I've set for them in terms of hard work on the field and those kind of things like that, and has really put her money where her mouth is. And I expect that she's going to make the engine. She's going to be the engine that makes our attack go this year. And up top we have Taylor Whittauer from Washington, and that girl's got an engine that just does. Nobody plays harder than Taylor. Doesn't matter if it's practice or the game. She gives 100% and love her, and she's going to be moving from out on the wings inside to the number 9 position, and just because she has a tenacity about her, and loves to take players on one-on-one, and I really want a person in that position that's hungry for goals, that has that attacking mindset, doesn't quit. And then our outside mids, we have Caitlin Fellaini, who is one of our captains as well. You interviewed her early. Just blessed with an amazing attitude, also a great engine, and has speed to burn. She scored our goal in Wednesday's scrimmage. And, the other side, probably haven't locked down a clear starter yet, but I think the lead on that is our freshman Piper, who is coming out of Michigan. And she is really super impressed in the preseason just with her work ethic and her speed and her willing to play off of Taylor and Caitlin. So I think that's probably the lead right there, but things are subject to change. We have I think versus years in the past, we had a really good recruiting class that came in this year. We got at least 5 or 6 freshmen that are going to challenge for playing time. I mentioned Emma and Bailey, and Abby and Piper. They're all going to challenge for starting or for at least playing time on the varsity. And so I think Piper's probably going to be the person that starts there, and it's hers to lose probably at this point in time. But we go relatively deep. I mean, Brittany can step in at the 9 position and hold that down. No worries, not a problem right there. I mean, I think I've asked them early in the season to make it really difficult on me to decide who's playing, and they've done that. They've proven that. So it's gonna be tough on me to decide on the minutes and who's starting. But I know that we can go 7 or 8 deep on the bench and not miss a blink in terms of our style of play, our speed of play, and that's a good feeling going into the season.
Definitely. All right, let's break down schedule / conference. Obviously, you're new to the conference and everything, and the schedule is just given to you as this is what it is. But how do you look at the schedule to prepare you for what is going to be a pretty grueling, hard conference?
It is. I had the good fortune of being an assistant at Grandview with Vinci for a number of years, and so I have a good knowledge of the Heart. I wouldn't say it's in depth. I was gone for a year and paid 0 attention that year, to be honest with you. But I'm actually looking forward to the games that are coming up. I think one thing at a time. The non-conference games that we have coming up, we have 5 non-conference games, which are, it's important to win because it sets the tone.
Yeah.
But that being said, it allows us some time to round into form, to discover our style of play and how we're going to tweak and change things. We're starting in a 4-2-3-1 formation, but we're likely to shift off of that just because I think that's a great base formation to start from. So looking forward to utilizing the non-conference games to kind of round us into form, so that hopefully we're hitting our peak and starting our upward glide path when we start our conference games, and then it gets real tough right off the bat. So I mean, the hard conference, really for whatever sport you're talking about, is no joke. Everybody's super competitive, and I don't care where you're at in the table, whether you're first or 12th or 13th. Anybody can beat anybody if the situation is right. My goal for the conference is to be in the top half of the table. That's my goal. Either batting 500 or a little above that would be nice, which puts us a couple of games ahead of where they were at last year. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the rankings, we came out 11 out of 13. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah, and I got to be honest. I'd love to prove some people wrong, and I think the girls will too. So we'd love to be in some positions for at least in that position for a postseason slot.
Yeah, sure. All right, I always like to end with keys to success. How is the 2021 women's soccer team going to be successful? What is it going to take for you guys to reach the goals that you set?
I think a measure of success this year is going to be our team chemistry and our team culture. I think that's the number one importance for me as we look to turn the program around and take a step in a new direction. It starts there, and that's going to base of all that we do. So if we get done with the season and the wins and losses weren't what we want, but we are united as a team, the girls had a great time, we're a family, then we have the basis of what we need to step into next year and improve on the other side of the house. So that for me is my key to success, is making the girls believe. I got to be honest, making the girls believe, have passion, and have fun playing again.
Yeah.
You know, and if I've done all those things this year, I feel like I've done my job, and I feel like if we do all that correctly, the wins will come.
Yeah, gotcha. Last but not least, what should William Penn soccer fans be looking for watching the team this year? And you can answer that however you want.
Yeah.
To look at it.
I think I'm hoping that we play an exciting brand of soccer. I think you'll see a team that's organized and disciplined on defense and attacks with ferocity and speed. That's kind of the way I like to do it, and the girls are rising to that. We've been working on that, so they're going to see a team try to get to goal and to score some goals, and on the defensive side of the house, lock it down.
Yep. Okay, awesome. Once again, Andy Commins, first-year head coach of the William Penn women's soccer team. The team starts the season next, right? I can make sure I'm getting it right. Next Saturday.
Yes.
Against, oh gosh, now I'm really struggling myself. I want to say Morningside. That's not right.
It's not right, and I can tell you either. So.
I just drew a blank. That's terrible. What an SID I am. Either way, next Saturday it is the season opener for William Penn. All of the information about that, statesmanathletics.com, and we'll definitely talk with Coach Commins later on in the year as well. So thanks, Coach, so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.